Hello. This is Till Sons once again with another video here to explain some things. Today we're going over economics. Yeah. Because I want to talk to people who are trying to learn how to price their artwork. I guess that's what would jog this memory, but really it goes for all entrepreneurs. Anybody trying to sell something, or even if you're trying to buy something, you want to be a collector of something. This is something that you need to understand, and I'm gonna explain it visually. Okay, this is something you probably learned in high school already, but we're gonna go over it again because you know, memories. So we're gonna make one line. All right, this line. That's the it's gonna be the cost. All right, cost. The cost goes up, the cost goes down. All right, we're gonna make another line. And then put the arrow. All right, make another line. This one is gonna be quantity, and that's just a fancy word for saying how many people are willing to buy it. How many sales or how many potential sales are you making? Quantity. So there's two lines. There's two relationships that you have to understand. And before we get into those, I'll just explain it real quick. People are only willing to buy stuff at a certain price. People are only willing to sell stuff at a certain price. All right? That's as simple as it gets. One person who's selling something can only sell it so cheap before the cost of the material and the labor is outweighed by, not outweighed, but it's not fulfilled by how much they're getting paid. You know what I mean? You spent the arm and a leg on it, and then you only make a pinky toe. Then that's you want to do it the other way around. But then at the same time, the person who's buying it is thinking that same thing. The person who's buying it is not wanting to give up an arm or leg for a pinky or a toe. So when you're looking at that relationship, you're understanding that both parties want to give up as little as possible and gain as much as possible. But when you understand the game, you understand that you have to make a compromise in order to make a deal, in order to make a transaction. Both parties have to be willing to form the transaction, or else it's robbery. You know what I mean? So the first line, supply. Stuff when it costs more, you want to sell more. So this line goes down. See? Because down here, you're selling a lot, but the cost is low. Over here, the cost is high, you're not selling a lot. And that's the cost, and that means the cost of your goods. Okay? So think about it like that. The thing that you're paying, the thing that you're selling costs so much, and you want people to be buying it at that much. Now, that's the other curve. Goes this way. Wish I had a stronger marker. This is bad for the video, isn't it? This one. This line represents, high cost, low demand. Okay? The quantity, less people want to buy it when the cost is high. When the cost is low, more people want to buy it. Okay? Now, all day y'all can go over the price. If you sell something at real high point, you're only gonna get maybe one, maybe two people that are gonna buy that. You sell something at a really low point, you get 100 people. But at the same time, what is your product worth? If your product's worth too much and you're selling it too low, you're shorting yourself. At the same time, you don't want to, what's the opposite of short? Long yourself. You don't want to long yourself over here because you end up not having a frequent enough amount of purchases because not enough people want to buy your product. So we're all just looking for this sweet spot. Somewhere in the range in this area, that's the sweet spot. And it fluctuates, honestly, from my experience. And you learn to raise or lower your prices based on how many people, you might estimate so many people would only buy it at this price. Then you get a shocker. You're like, wait, a lot of people will buy it at a higher price than I thought. So you raise your curve. You know what I mean? You raise your point. The opposite can happen. You can be sitting on a large amount of inventory, and you're overcharging, and you're not getting a lot of people, and you kind of have to adjust your prices, and that's okay. It's okay. Either side is okay. No one gets it at first. I didn't get this at first, okay? And I learned this in high school, but I didn't have to apply it until I started selling things. And when you start selling things, it starts impacting, your psyche a little heavier. So, yeah, I really just wanted to share this so that people would understand that there's no right or wrong way to price your art. Okay, as long as you or any product. I'm just speaking on art because that's what I sell. That's what I sell. I sell art. But the reason why a lot of people feel kind of uncomfortable with pricing their art is because they don't really know what the price is based on. So just understand that people will buy it. You know what I mean? You will always have a fan base. You just have to determine how big of a fan base do you want. Look at the chart. How big of a fan base do you want? How low are you willing to go? And once you get down here, you're shorting yourself. Once you're up here, you know what I mean? Sweet spot. You're focusing on the sweet spot. So yeah, a lot of people do not really know what the basis off of. I base me personally, my artwork, I base it off of size. It's because you can never go against size. You can never go against the math. I always have a formula. You know what I mean? I have a rate. I have a square inch rate. So no matter what size you want, you're gonna get the equal treatment. Now, you can base it off other things. You can base it if you do portraits. How many people are in the picture? $25 per face. You know what I mean? It's different for everybody. So just understand that when you're going into your own head and you're thinking about, okay, what am I gonna price it? How am I gonna price my stuff? Just remember this chart. Just remember, no matter what choice you choose on your price, you're gonna have to obey this chart. You're only gonna have so many people buying it. You're only have so many people that's not willing. So you pick your poison. You know what I mean? Distribute it. Pick or your serum. Let's not call it poison. Pick your serum, okay? And go crazy, because there's always somebody winning. There's always somebody winning. You just decide based off your inventory. You decide based off of how fast you can produce work, and you decide based on how constant are your transactions. How do you sell 2 paintings a month? Do you sell 18 paintings a month? Do you paint 18 paintings a month? Do you paint 1 painting a month? Do you know what I mean? All these things you have to manage in your own head. And once again, I'm only using painting because that's what I do. But yeah, it works for me. I'm not an expert. I just have experience, and I like to share my experience with whoever's willing to listen, whoever is willing to soak up a little bit of game. I'll sprinkle that game on you. Okay, I have no problem doing that. I'm very thankful that you are listening. Whoever you are, you're listening to this. You made it this far. That's kind of crazy. But thanks for watching. That's really all we want to say. Stay economic out there, and stay active, stay creative. Yeah, TillSons.com.